Hello, 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 hello. This is the Ardy Tshaima podcast, and I'm your host today, Ardy Tshaima. Welcome to our podcast. This podcast is based in Dallas, and we talk about the African culture, the African diaspora, the problems that we meet in life. The story that inspire us to do better, but also the lessons, the lesson that we can apply to our lives. And today I have a host, a guest, a special guest. She's known by uh, Effet Chocolat. She used to have episodes where she bring her perspective on different subject of life, especially the fact that she was a mother, a married woman, and the different difficulties that she meets when she go about her life. So I will let the audience know who she is and how she can introduce herself.
Hi, everybody. Hi. I hope you guys are doing good. I'm doing excellent. This is your host, Jason. And yes, as he said, today we're just going to talk as friends, as advisors, as brothers and sisters. So let's chat. Let's just chat, and maybe you guys can get
Learn
some advice, learn
advice, yeah.
something, or just have more clarity.
Yes, so she's right. So for the people who don't know, we are first time immigrant. Um, I came from a different country, especially to the United States to study, make a living, and explore different opportunities. Along the way, we have met a lot of the challenges, opportunities too. And tonight we're going to explain what uh, what life is about when you're a first-time immigrant, especially when you have a family, you're married, and you wanna you want the best for your family. So let's start. I just want to say that we had kids, right? We had kids,
We have two
two
kids
kids,
together, a 2 year old and a 1 year
1 year
old.
old, yes, and beautiful kids, smart. And I want to ask you the question: how was the process of from being married to being a mom?
So for us, it happened, everything for us happened in 1 year. We known each other forever. We known each other since 2013. When I first came, I met him and we just stayed friends. And then we started dating in 2022, 21. We got married in 2022. I got pregnant in 2022. And we had our first baby in 2022 as well. So basically, it's just us two. I do have cousins. I do have a couple of cousins that live here and some family members, but he doesn't have any direct family. So it's just us two, and that's how we've been managing since we got married.
Yeah,
From moving from an apartment to another, to just do all the, even giving birth, it was just us two, really.
yeah. It was yes. I would say that back home I grew up with the family, and I take the family for granted because
Yeah.
I thought that the family will always be around us. When we need help, they're gonna be there and all that.
Hmm.
So when I came in the U.S. by myself, I found out that having a family or support system is very important.
Yes.
And when she got pregnant, when she was about to give birth, that was I wouldn't say hard, but that was difficult because we didn't have the support system that we needed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to go to the hospital, come back home, rest, go back to the hospital, etc., etc. We had a second kid too. It was the same thing.
It was the same thing
Yeah.
for the second kid. He stayed home with our daughter,
Hmm.
and I gave birth by myself. But
Yes.
then they came couple of minutes after giving birth.
Let me let give the details of what happened for the second birth. So you had what was a contraction, right?
Mm-hmm.
Contraction that day, and it was like around night time, and I had the first baby in my arms, and I was taking you to the doctor. So we were driving. We dropped you off, and we talked to the doctor, and the doctor said that yeah, you will give birth within the 2-3 days that you're gonna be here.
Mm-hmm.
So my problem was like, okay, she's gonna give birth. How I'm gonna take care of the first one, because the first one won't be able to be around around the delivery. So I was thinking about it, and hopefully one of our friends was able to keep the first baby for like I would say a few hours.
Yes. So thankfully, one of my good friends, she was able to take our first baby, but the problem was she never slept outside. She always slept with us, so she wasn't used to sleeping in with somebody else.
Else, you know.
So it's not that I didn't feel comfortable leaving her, but it was just like you don't want to put this big of a strain on the baby. Just so around I think 11 p.m. I asked him to go get the baby, and we asked the hospital if we could come in with our daughter, and they said that in case I would have a C-section, she wouldn't be able to come
The
in the
room,
surgery
yeah.
room. That's why it would be best if they stayed home, and we said okay. So Ardy stayed home with our daughter. I gave birth with the nurse,
Mm.
and then they came a couple of minutes. The hospital
Yeah.
wasn't that far
How
from the
far?
house. It was really close. Maybe 20 minutes?
I would say
15?
15.
15 minutes.
15, 10 minutes, and then she gave birth. I felt bad because I couldn't be there, but I couldn't be there because I had the first kid, and the first kid will, I mean, around 8, 9, she's supposed to sleep, and when we woke up, supposed to get her dressed, and it was a little bit difficult to be there at the exact time of the delivery, but we were there afterwards, and we were happy that we had a second kid, healthy, no problems,
Healthy and big.
a big kid and all that. So now we're gonna jump around like the organization. Okay, now we have 2 kids,
Mm-hmm.
and you can be honest about it. Having 2 kids
It's
and
hard.
having 2 kids and live your everyday life and maintain your priorities. How do you do that?
Having 2 kids is, especially 2 small kids, is not easy. It's not easy because they're still babies and they don't really understand. Maybe the older one, the 2-year-old, she understands a little bit, but she's still a baby too. So the way we organized ourselves is that I stay home with the kids,
Mhm.
and Ardy goes to work and he provides and takes care of all the bills. But I'm doing my own stuff too online. I'll tell you guys more a little bit later. I'm keeping it low key. But yeah, I'm home with the kids. I'm a stay at home mom. I call myself a temporary stay at home mother. And I cook, I take care of the kids, we do activities, we go to the park. But it is compared as if we would live back home, it is hard because sometimes, as much as we love our kids more than everything, we cannot even go to an event
Oh my
without the
God.
kids.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I don't want to say that word, but we are with the kids every day, 24/7,
Mm-hmm.
Monday to Sunday. I've noticed that here in the States, the 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 people that are from the United States, they when I want to go out, they give the kids to their grandparent or
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So we don't have that. We don't have that. So we have to have the kids everywhere we go. So when we go to a restaurant, they're there. When we go to a marriage, a wedding, they are there. When we go to any type of thing,
Function.
function, they are there. The problem is that they are kids. So after like 5-10 minutes, they want to do something. They want to throw the water on the floor. They want to scream. They want to do all that. So you got to manage that
Mm-hmm.
and try to enjoy your time at the same time, which is very difficult to do. And also the fact that because I work, when I come to work, I eat, and we put the kids to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
The time that I have with my wife is kind of reduced because when the baby are awake, we gotta spend time with them. We gotta watch them. We gotta make sure that everything is good. So by
Mm-hmm.
the time they go to sleep, it's like 9, 10, and during work week, I only have maybe 1 hour with my wife, and then I gotta go to sleep because I gotta wake up
Very early.
very very early. So I've noticed that having kids is good, but it's also a new situation where your time can be reduced. I don't know if you share the same opinion than me about that.
I mean, yeah, especially, I mean, we've been married for 3 years, but the good thing is we had a whole year, just us two. So we did everything. We took road trips. We we did, we had our year together, and then it was just overwhelmed with two kids. But I feel like it's temporary. So I
Mhm.
think once they turn maybe 4 years
4 years
old,
old.
and once they start going to school, um, I think the routine will come back. I mean, they say kids are kids until 18, but I feel like they're kids. You're kids until you're 50. Cause I'm 30 and I still need my mom. I call her every day. I
Yeah.
still need my mother. So I don't know. I'm not saying I'm looking forward for them to grow because I love my kids. We love our kids. But it's just sometimes you just want 2 hours without
and
mommy,
and
mommy,
and
mommy.
and that's the part where I feel like, I always tell you, you see there's uh not a warning, but how to use a product, how you call it, every time you
Instructions.
instruction. And sometimes the people who already have kids, they don't tell you about what's coming
What
or
to
what
expect.
what to expect. They just say, oh, you have a kid, that's good.
Yeah, have
But they
kids.
don't.
Blah
In
blah.
everything there is a good and a, I don't want to say a bad part. There is a good and not so good part in
Good part.
everything, right? So even to have kids, that's why I'm saying, like, before you have kids, you gotta make sure that you
Financially
you financially
ready.
stable, and then personally, like, you have achieved something that you can be proud of. then you can have kid and you can share it, because like I said, kids takes time
And
from you.
also, the most important thing is to choose the right partner.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
the number one. Before even considering to have kids, make sure that if you're a man, you have the right woman. If you're a woman, you have the right man. Because the thing, even though I was by myself for a couple of weeks before my mom came to help us, you know how so many women say, I went to postpartum, I went to postpartum. I could say that I didn't experience postpartum because my husband is excellent. He is excellent. So many women around me, they're like, so he changes diapers and stuff like this. He is the best father my kids could ever wish for. He is the best husband I could ever pray for. Because for me, postpartum is just, you know how there's a difference between postpartum and just having a baby. The lack of sleep is obvious. You have a
yeah,
baby, he or she will wake up every 2 hours.
yeah. That
Of
part
course, you
was,
will lack sleep. Of course, you'll be tired. Of
yeah,
course, you will gain weight. But so many people, I feel like, take it so lightly. Well, I have postpartum. I have postpartum. I respect women who went to a doctor and got diagnosed with
it was part of.
postpartum, but don't confuse it as with normal stress that comes with having a baby.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
But when I had a baby, I honestly, I felt tired, obviously, because I need to be up. The first pregnancy, I had a C-section, so this hurts. This was painful. But as I said, my husband was there every single step of the way from the hospital. And then he got 1 month paternity leave. He was there, he cooked for me, he would get me food if I needed to. So thank God I didn't experience postpartum. I experienced fatigue
mhm,
and insomnia, which is normal. I was breastfeeding with my second baby, which makes you tired, obviously, which makes you hungry. But I didn't have postpartum with any of my two children. And I thank God for this.
yeah,
So, main thing is to have the right partner, the right wife who will, accept the fact that now it's not her. So many women are like, I need to put myself first. I need to put myself. Yes, you need to put yourself first, but but you have a human being that depends on you.
mhm,
I always tell my husband, if we leave those kids by themselves for two
mhm,
hours, I don't know what's gonna happen. Like the worst, because they eat everything, they touch everything. So yeah, you need a woman who's like, okay, for a couple of years, for a certain amount of time, I will not put myself first. And if you have a man, he should be like, yeah, because so many people are like, yeah, man. I don't like the statements when they say, well, man, they are not instantly attached to their kids. Men are not automatically, nurturers. Like, they're your kids. They're your kids. So I feel like the same way a woman gives 100% to take care of her children, the man should give 100% to take care of the children too. Because it's both of your kids, it's both of your DNA.
and to add to what you said, like having a kid is now just having a kid is not a game.
It's not a game.
You know,
You think it's a game?
you think it's a game. Like it's not a game, and it's not like cute. Like because we have a tendency when we see someone with a kid, is we see it
It's
as cute,
cute. Mm-hmm.
but
Oh, how cute.
above the cute there is the responsibility that comes with it.
Thank you.
And I will say that, and to be honest, you won't be. It's gonna be difficult to raise a kid by yourself. So you gotta make sure that when you have a kid, you make sure that your partner is well equipped to
Mm-hmm.
help you raise that kid. You don't just
Exactly.
want to have a kid without a family, because if you do, you're gonna be, you will struggle. You will
Mm-hmm.
struggle. You will struggle. So you gotta pick your mate first, and
Yes.
then make sure that one more thing. A kid is not um sorry
Small break.
small small break. So I was saying that having a baby is a blessing, but sometimes people think when they're gonna have a baby, they're gonna be more happier. They're gonna be they will feel more successful or anything like that. The problem is that when you have a baby, the baby is there to receive, not to give anything. The baby is there just to take.
It's a
Take
take.
your time, take your money.
I mean, it gives you joy
Joy, yeah,
because
but
when I see my babies in the morning, I'm happy. I'm
yeah,
just
yeah,
happy.
yeah.
When they smile, especially my son, our son, he loves to smile. I'm just so happy when I see him. Our daughter, she goes through this, now she knows how to say no and she wants stuff. But our son, he just smiles and he gives us joy. But other than this, it's just take, take, take. It's just take. But they're good kids.
Yeah, so I would think for your own sanity before you have a kid, you gotta make sure that you do the things you
What's your
have.
plan?
What is your plan? What do you want to what do you want to accomplish?
Mm-hmm.
And accomplish that first. If you want to go back to school, go to school.
Go to
If you
school,
want to get your degree, get your degree. If you want,
to buy a house.
do it. And then when you have accomplished that, have kid. Why? To be honest with you, is that because when you have a kid and you try to accomplish something, you will accomplish
You
it,
can do it. Don't worry. You
but
can do it.
it's going to be a little bit harder,
Mm-hmm.
because like I said, kill will take your time. It's going to be harder. It's going to be a little bit stressful, because especially if you don't have a support system.
Yes.
If you have a support system, it's going to be easier,
Easier.
easier.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't have a support system, or if you're a first-time immigrant and you have no family member
No
here,
blueprint.
it's gonna be difficult. So you gotta make sure that a kid is not something to play with. A kid can shape the direction of your life for good or for
Mm-hmm.
worse if you don't know how to navigate. Like I said, a kid can be a motivation for you to finish your degree
Mm-hmm.
or do anything, but the kid can also be uh, uh, the, the the barrier that don't allow you to finish your school, that don't allow you to
Mm-hmm.
do a lot of things, etc., etc. So you got to be mindful about having kids in this
Exactly.
world, especially as a first-time immigrant, because a lot of things come with it.
A lot of things. A lot of things come with it. A lot of responsibilities, time, and money also. In America, kids are expensive. The other day, we went to the emergency for just, it was a fever, not even a fever, a cough. And it was like a $3,000 bill. So kids are also expensive. You have to
Yeah,
be
they are expensive,
financially
stable.
ready
Yeah.
for kids. And then, clothes and stuff like this. But yeah, it's a unique experience.
Yeah, it is. It is, and it's more enjoyable when you have a you have a the mate that you made a kid with,
Mm-hmm.
and without that, you're gonna be struggling emotionally and sometimes financially. Here in the States, daycare. We talk. I mean, politicians talk about it. A lot of people talk about it. Daycare are expensive.
Daycare is expensive, yeah.
Yeah, daycare is expensive. Like I called last time. I was asking for pricing. The The recent one that I called, they told me was $359
$359
a week
per week.
per kid.
And imagine you have 2 kids.
And you have 2 kids, so it's like 600 per week. So 600
times 4.
Is 2,800 a month.
20.
2,800 a month is you can have a nice car. You can have a nice car. You can live in a nice neighborhood. That you spend 2,800 a month, but you have
daycare.
but you have to spend it on daycare. So daycare is very expensive. Food also. Talk about formula.
Yeah, formula, cause
diapers
as well. Diapers, wipes, the soap. My goodness.
I was reading something on Instagram. A lady said, "I want to have a kid." She said, "Give me a kid." She said, "I want to be pregnant."
Okay.
And I asked her. I said, "Okay, that's good of you, but do you have money for diapers and formula?"
Because formula is like $50.
Because you think about how you're gonna feel, but I'm asking you on what's gonna happen after you have the kid, the time that you're going to invest. And something that we don't talk about, like we said, is I've noticed that a lot of young women that have kids, they go through, they call it postpartum, but I call it more like they weren't ready for what they asked for. Not asked for, man. They weren't really prepared for the situation.
Okay.
Because like I've seen that they picture something like, oh, I'm gonna have this cute baby, and once they had the baby, they found out, okay, they are on their own.
Their
baby expensive, body changes. Now I need to make more money because the money that I was making before I had a baby was good, but now that I have a baby, it's not
enough.
Yeah, it's not enough anymore. Now I need to move, find a 2-bedroom apartment, etc., etc. So I feel like not a lot, but some didn't really plan after, like, when I'm gonna have a baby and also I think they don't know what to expect.
Of course they don't know, because like I always said, it's the first time, personally me, it's the first time I live. So I don't know. I don't know anything besides experiences that maybe your mom tells you or your sister. You don't know. It's the first time you live. It's the first time it's the first time I live. I never lived before. So I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting, and then once you're in, and there's no more going back. So I would say for a lot of people it's a reality check too.
Yeah.
It's a reality check that now it's for real and it's forever.
Yeah.
Because it's not like a dog. I have a dog, and when I had the baby as well, it was a lot, because you need to bring your dog outside every day to walk your dog, and grooming and stuff like this. And I feel like my dog felt neglected a little bit. And a lot of people said to just, give him away. But I cannot just give my dog away. He's a rescue. So I cannot just give. It's not because, you have hard times. This is my philosophy. It's not because you're going through hard times that you get rid of the people you were there, It's just temporary. Once the kids are a little bigger, they will be able to take care of the dog and play with the dog. So it's a whole lot. It's a big change.
So the question I want to ask, because I've seen a lot of on social media about stay-at-home mom, is like a lot of women now want to be stay-at-home mom. You said something like he said that stay-home mom is not what we think it is.
Uh,
So can you elaborate on that?
yeah.
And what is your struggle as being a stay-home mom?
So, a stay-at-home mom. What is the definition? I mean, it's broad, because some people are stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
They stay at home, but they work online. Some moms stay at home, but they go to school. So stay-at-home mom as students. The main struggle as being a stay-at-home mom is to find the balance and not get overwhelmed. The problem for me was just like being in the house from the morning until night with two human beings that don't speak your language. So I would tell my husband that sometimes I just want to talk, like have a real conversation with somebody that replies to me and not just in baby language. But it is also a blessing because as a stay-at-home mom, you get to raise your kids, you get to be with your kids, you can implement, the early stage of the way you want them to be educated versus them in daycare or them with the nanny. Being in daycare is wonderful too. If you're a mother and you work and you have to leave your child in daycare, you're amazing. Because I don't know if personally you want to do that, but you, as we say, you do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
And I'm so proud of women that leave their kids in daycare, go to work to earn money to give the kids the best
The
life they
best
could
love,
have.
yeah.
So let's go back to being a stay-at-home mother. The struggle is really just being at home. So I would advise you to have, as I said, I will go into it later. I'm doing something else too that takes a lot of my time, that takes a lot of my nights. I barely sleep,
Mm.
but I know it will pay off. So it's a blessing to be a stay-at-home. It's a blessing. It comes with its struggles, but as I said, it's temporary. I feel like once your kids hit elementary school,
Yeah.
you can go back and do other stuff. You can do other stuff and
Yeah.
I mean, organize yourself with your partner, with your husband, with your wife, and then there are stay-at-home dads too.
Yes, yeah. Yeah,
I
for
respect
sure.
them too. Some stay at home, it really depends on your dynamic. The dynamic you have with your wife, maybe she has a better paying job and it's best for her to go to work and
And
for
you stay home.
and for the man to stay at home. Whatever works. As I said, it's the first time we live. There's no right or wrong
Answer. Yeah.
answer, there's no right or wrong. And as long as the children are well taken care of, and is not taking a toll on your relationship, there's no right, wrong, bad mother, good mother. We're all just trying to do the best out of it.
So what is the advice that you will give to any new mom or current mom who struggle with raising their kids?
So, first of all, if you pray, you have to recommend everything to God first. Because being a mother, that's a lifelong commitment. It doesn't stop, it doesn't end. As I said, I call my mother for everything, and I'm old. So, my advice to a new mom or a mom to be, or somebody who doesn't even have kids but want to be a mom, is you'll do good. You'll do excellent. Because once you see your child, once you have your child, you'll just be in love and you just want the best for your child. So my advice for you is to take a deep breath, Don't put any pressure on you.
Yeah.
Social media is a liar.
Yeah.
Stop looking at celebrities.
Come for example.
Yeah, stop looking at celebrities. Stop comparing yourself. Keyword, oh, this girl has done this. Well, she had a baby and she got a new SUV. Stop comparing yourself. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors. You don't know what their struggles are. So, the main thing is focus on having a healthy, God filled, and good environment for your kids so that you can raise them to be good people in society. Yeah, and that's it. That's my advice. And I feel like we can conclude with saying,
Yeah. Yes. We can conclude and say that motherhood or fatherhood is a good thing.
it's a good
It's a
thing.
good
It's a
thing.
very good thing.
You will meet some struggle,
Ups and
ups
downs.
and down, but overall, is one of the best things that can happen in your life.
Yep.
So whenever you feel down, just remind yourself that it's temporarily.
Mm-hmm.
That a rain
After the
after
rain
the rain is the
comes this rainbow or
yeah,
sunshine.
rainbow, the sunshine. That the rain is not forever. It's temporarily.
Mm-hmm.
And I would thank you for assisting us to this episode. Hopefully that you come back for other episode.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes. And I want to thank people that listen to us,
Yes,
especially
thank you to all the listeners.
yeah,
We appreciate you.
yeah,
We love
spec-
you.
yeah. A special shout out to people from Kenya, South Africa, France, all around Africa, all around Australia, India. Thank you for listening to us. I will see you soon for more episode. We're gonna make sure that we're gonna bring you more episode in English so our audience can relate to what we talk about. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye
Bye.
bye.